Good evening, folks. Welcome to episode 7, season 3. In total, 100 episodes from the Town End podcast tonight. Hard to believe that us, for want of a better word, Egypts, can get 100 episodes out of this crack. To discuss tonight's game that just about went our way in the Louth Derby, we'll bring in Steph, sporting the new player fit, black and red jersey. Steph, what did we think of the match? Tough game. Maybe a wee bit of a sticky wicket, I suppose. I used that slang last week, but I can't get away with 2 weeks of it. But for the 100th episode, we'll get away with it anyway.
Yeah, we'll go Groundhog Day. You're repeating yourself. But look, I was playing my own match, but unfortunately, the match got called up. Well, I don't know if it was unfortunately, I got to see the last 20 minutes, half an hour of the game. So I missed the first half, but I was asking on the sideline, any updates, but look, there didn't seem to be much in it in the first half. I think someone sent me the goal expectancy, and it was like 0.01 for Dundalk and 0.18 or something silly like that for Drogheda. So I was thinking I didn't miss too much in the first half. And yeah, look, I look, it's probably one of them games that nobody's going to remember the performance. Everyone's going to remember that the 3 points came back down the road, rightfully so. Look, the penalty save, I didn't think the penalty was great, but look, he's read it well and he kept it out. So any penalty save is a great save, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously with the game the way it went in the first half, obviously the first thing you're thinking of is that penalty save. You know, and we don't want to skip on too much, but I don't know if it's one of those that it was fantastic to get down to it. I was saying just off air before we come on, or if it's a poor penalty. Now look, if the keeper saves it, they generally do say it. Darren Mean might know better than most. But if you know, playing with the likes of Hubin and took penalties over the years, but if it's most penalties saved generally are poor, you know, but it's still to get down to it at that level, to get down so fast. I mean, it's a quick enough penalty going across the road. It's probably a little bit down his throat. But I mean, look, he still has to save it, doesn't he? I mean, I know we're skipping on a little bit from the first half, but that is the outstanding moment of the game.
Yeah, look, I think Paul Crowley said he didn't like the run-up. I didn't like it myself. He sort of takes a step, then takes about 10 small steps, and then it looks like I don't know, I haven't watched it really very closely, but it looks like he sort of didn't get clean connection on it, or he was too short of a run up to get a strike on it. If I'm hitting the penalty, I want to hit it with a bit of power, and look, when you're stuttering or you're stopping or anything like that, it's hard to generate that power. If you're going to do that, you're hoping to keep up gambles early and dives, and you can just roll it into the other corner. But look, I don't like. Look, there's players that are experts at it, and they seem to just hit it off every time. But you know, I was just looking around, going, "Who's going to hit this penalty for them?" I thought Ryan Brennan might have stepped up, but
that's what I was trying.
He probably would have been better heading the ball, I'd say. But look, you were just looking around, going, you know, they don't have that recognised striker that you'd say. You know, I think probably Chris Lyons probably would have hit that last year, maybe. Or look, we were just thankful it was saved and it didn't go in and cost us 2 points, because look, you're looking at the league table now and you're starting to get a little bit excited. With that 3 points, look, it didn't matter about the result. If we had played excellently and we drew the game, everyone would be saying, "Oh, look, you know." Everyone would be giving out that we didn't get the 3 points. So look, it's one that it's a local derby. Like, Jesus, if you get battered off the pitch for 89 minutes and you scramble a winner, you don't give a shite. Like
that's it. It's like,
especially away games. Look, I said to you, I think it was last week, you look after your home form, and then if you can get draws away from home, you'll be doing all right. But look, the more like them sort of nip and tuck games that you can turn into wins instead of draws, you know, it's going to stand you in good stead.
Yeah, I think because it is a Louth Derby. Obviously, look, you do get some crackers over the years. It's rare it's a consistent level of, you know, end-to-end stuff in the Louth Derbies, whether it's at Weavers Park or Oriel Park. But I think it's because it's probably a Louth Derby, you'll take any kind of goal. Obviously, you'll take any kind of goal in any game, but maybe if you're playing maybe UCD tonight, or we're playing, you know, Finn Harps last season, whatever, you'll probably get a bit more annoyed over it. But because I suppose the bragging rights, you know, so far this season is with us now, and look, draw have an excellent panel, but I think it's more to do with getting that game over, sticking in, a bit of resilience from the boys, just getting the result in, isn't it? You could break it down into problems or especially in the first half, Dylan Grimes probably had a bit of a run of the ball, a bit too much. There was nothing really in it from either end, but because it's got that background drop of a Louth Derby that you're going to be saying, look, we'll take whatever way it comes. I mean, performance is the way you get the result in the bag, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I know it doesn't really count for much, but you know, when you go up there and you lose the Malone Cup on penalties, and it's a bit of a scrappy game anyway, but look, for them to have the onus on us and that, you just want to put them back in their place straight away by looking after the league form. So yeah, look, it's great to get the 3 points, and that's the most important thing for me, being honest.
Yeah, I was actually going to bring up Waziri straight out the gate, because I thought, just to see Colin Mullen's comment there, kind of a different formation, a similar way of playing tonight, but Waziri and Boyle at the back, I maybe a bit of a surprise, but you know, that's what these players were brought in for. He's kind of a CDM, but he can also has that role at centre half as well. A cracking outing for him, wasn't it, at centre half?
Yeah, baptism of fire, playing away in his foot, in that away game, like, do you know what I mean? So just from the bits and pieces that I seen, he was up for it. He was aggressive. Everything that he was probably lacking in the first half against Shells. Look, he was probably well warned. You know, you're going into a bit of a hostile atmosphere, and the pitch is very tight. You know, when the ball goes over the line, a throw in, you can nearly feel them breathing on your neck. So, look, even, you know, for the penalty, he was getting involved in different things like that. So look, I'll have to go on your word that he was good in the first half, but he looked more like a player that we would have signed in this game than he did in the Shells game. Like, maybe he was just a little bit too laid back and he didn't realise the pace of the game or whatever it may be. But look, we always say we give these players a chance, give them 4 or 5 games to bed in, and then see how they are. But look, you don't really want to be taking chances with a centre half either. But look, you have to put the faith in Stevie that he knows better than us.
Yeah, I think we mentioned, you know, I had it last week's game. I had the game last week on the podcast. The tight pitch, and even the commentators alluded to it. You know, early on, we've Sheps, Boyle, Waziri, all playing out from the back. It just wasn't happening for them, was it? It was, you know, I think it was a Darragh Markey that missed the sitter also, a little bit of a slip from Boyle.
Yeah.
You know, it seemed to be a real struggle. It just doesn't seem to be a pitch that you're going to get that opportunity to play out from the back, because Drogheda were on it. You know, they were on it. They weren't giving a minute all, which you don't normally do. But at Oriel Park gives that vision. It's a lot wider. You know, you've played there. You know how tight that pitch is. So is our guest coming up in a couple of minutes. But you know, it just didn't give that opportunity to play off the back. They never got a sniff really coming from Sheps to Boyle to the normal. It just never got going for them.
Yeah, and look, that's
in the first half anyway.
Yeah, that's our game, is playing out from the back and total football. You know, rolling balls out the full back, centre halves, being comfortable on the ball. So look, sometimes you have to play the conditions. So, you'll get caught out if you keep doing the same things. The pitch dug up pretty badly, and towards the end it was boys slipping and sliding everywhere. Like, so even if you have your studs on, you can still find your feet going from underneath you just from turning quick. And pitches are going to get better as they go on, and hopefully that'll stand us rightly. Like, because we want to play football, and it's the likes of, you know, being brave and courageous on the ball that'll really when we land at the European games, that we do have a chance. And you're not just hoping and clinging on. You know, if we can play away out and play some good football, it's done us well in the past. So yeah, look, hopefully the conditions improve. The downpour here the last 2-3 days has been massive. So thank God the game was played. But yeah, the pitches will get better, so they'll suit us the longer it goes on.
Yeah, I think look, it's why they play kind of the winter football here would be an absolute nightmare. I think that's one of the reasons. Look, we can harp on about that, and we can talk about that till cows come home. But just coming up to, even if we break it up, you know, do you think Stevie would have went in and said, right, look lads, it's a Louth Derby at half time? I mean, would he have went in and read them the riot act? You know, we're Drogheda probably getting too much of the ball. I think they were. I tell you what I'll actually do. I'll bring in Darren Meehan, the legend of the podcast comments, and he'll be able to.
Thanks for having us.
No bother. Just on, probably from someone who's played more recently, if you're in there at half time at that match, what do you expect maybe Stevie to say, or what would even with Stephen Kenny said to you at half time after that first half?
Change your studs. Fucking boys was.
It was on ice, wasn't it?
Boys were slipping left, right, and centre. Shepherd nearly got injured in, what was it, 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Kicking the ball out. The conditions weren't great.
The pitch probably looked, down the middle, it looked okay on the edges, but obviously it was just an absolute disaster. Like you say, if you had the wrong kind of pair of boots on, it was a real nightmare for you if you're looking to run with the ball at all.
Yeah, so come here. If you had molds on, you may forget about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, Andy? But come here, you had to play conditions. We played 4-3-3.
Yeah.
But come here, 2 up top there, tight pitch. Get the balls into the box. 1 go short, 1 go long. Play into the channels. We didn't do it. We can't play out from the back. Not in games like that.
Yeah, you have to sort of play your conditions, and you'll just get caught out, and it's just lucky we didn't, I suppose, and get punished for it.
With your 3 in the middle there, Steph, like, you're down a man already because there's not that much space in the Drogheda pitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're trying to find an angle there coming off. You're not going to get it. So you're running into brick walls. You're running into in between the midfield and the defence. So it's very hard to find space in there.
Yeah, and look, if they have 3 in there, like the 2 that's in there, it's that tight of a space that you can cover in against them anyway.
No, you can cover with 2.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because it's that tight.
If you play 2 up top and you have 1 coming, 1 down the channels, I don't think we played 1 ball down the channels at all.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't see Dan Kelly going down the wing, opening his legs up. You're not going to get that kind of game down there.
Yeah,
do you think there was more? Do you think because they're used to playing like that, and that's the way the Stephen O'Donnell way was?
The way. I think that's the way Stevie wants to play.
Yeah.
But come here, he understands as well. Stevie's not stupid. He played down there long enough, and I think he'd know fine well. But obviously, you have to understand as well, Andy and Steph. The boys are only new to a derby game, and they have to fucking gel in as well.
Yeah, that's why we said we have to give somebody a chance. Like, you can't just first impression say write him off. Yeah.
Like we seen with Siri the first game, he's great on the ball. But we seen him tonight a bit of a different side, heading the ball, and he's as hard as nails. And he's built like a fucking shithouse. You know what I mean?
He is, yeah. I don't know if it's just because he played centre half. He looks twice as big as he did last week. He looks absolutely huge.
Yeah, he looks
must be in that LOI TV.
That Pixel camera. We have to talk to Chris Clark when he comes on. Just is it, like we said at the start, because it's a Louth Derby, do you almost get a bit anxious before the game? Do you think that because more often than not, these games aren't great. They kind of cancel themselves out. I don't know if it's more of a nervous thing. Like, look, at the pitch plays a big factor tonight. And like you said, Darren, the new players coming in. But would you have felt that going into the second half, especially with the way Drogheda started in the second half, they were all out, would you felt like, they definitely think they're going to get something out of this? Like, I won't say we robbed it, but, we were probably lucky not to maybe go 1-0 down early in the second half.
I'd say if Darren Margie had squared that ball.
Yeah.
1-0.
Yeah.
So I don't good player, but I don't even think he looked up, did he?
No, I think he just assumed that there was a gaping net from it. He got right on it.
Shepherd was brilliant.
We spoke about him last week. And I mentioned last week that you might have to do nothing in some games, and then he one or two things. He's just different level.
So that's the difference, Andy, between 1 point and 3 points.
Yeah,
it's gonna be that close. It's a big plus. An extra 2 points at the end of the year is massive. I
think. Look, even looking back on last year, if you total up all the points that some of his big saves made, like, you know what, it's the difference between finishing joint second and 5th or 6th. Do you know what I mean? So he's been incredible since he came in. I think he's another one that took a couple of games to bed in, but once he did,
I think Steph myself, the first 1 or 2 games, I said to myself, this fella's too small. He's not going to come for crosses. And come here, I'll hold my hands up to that. But come here, after that, me hasn't put a foot wrong.
Yeah, we said the same. We mentioned it so many times. Steph, we mentioned the Bows game from last season, the pre-season match. It's just a difference. It's like he had to get that out of the system, and then it's just he's on a different. I think he's a different. He's the best in the league for me. Like we're obviously completely biased, but on his day, I don't think there's anybody that comes near him. I mean,
I agree.
Maybe Derry City goalkeeper, but that's about it. I just don't. I think everybody pales into insignificance behind him. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's definitely the top keeper in the league. Maher probably got more recognition last year after, he's probably Irish 21 international at the time, and they've won the cup and stuff like that. But look, you had to just show anyone his highlight reel from last year, and you think he'd be playing in the Premier League. Honestly, like some of the saves he's pulling off and everything else. And it just proved the point tonight.
Leaf Texas 1-on-1s. How many times has he dig those out of a hole?
Yeah, and he's so quick off the line. Like I even think the strikers are still surprised by it, how quick off the line he is.
Like even if we play a high line, he's there to clean up after.
Yeah, and he's
that's
commanded.
A massive plus for defenders. See, if you're playing a high line, you want to play out the pitch, going in behind, he's coming off your line straight away.
Yeah, it's just an extra layer of security there, and it reassures the defenders big time. I know myself, having someone like that behind you is massive. Does everything for the confidence as well. So
I think his performances has nearly put the fear of God into strikers, haven't they? They know what they're going to get. When you come bearing down on him, he's coming out. I think he's gotten that into his locker now. That it's nearly a mind game with him. Like when he comes out, people know that it's probably not 50-50. It's probably 80-20 in his favour, because for someone so small, he fills the goal so well. Like Darren was saying, they come rushing it off the line there is second to none. He nearly scares the striker into making mistakes, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong as well. When he knows when to put it out, when to put it out. So there's times there where you say, I'm going to clean him and the ball, but he knows when to put it out. When he's under pressure, he's calm enough.
Yeah, his decision making is like, look, you've only split seconds to make. Yeah, it's top notch. Gally, I suppose we've a couple of other guests waiting in the wings here.
We're going to go from two ex-Dundalk legends to two people who want to talk about even bigger legends. So we've Nicole and Eamon of the Liverpool Legends match coming up. Folks, welcome to the Town End podcast.
Hello, how's things?
How's it going?
Live from central Dundalk, we'll say, will we?
Yeah, very central.
Yeah, we won't give away any locations, huh?
So folks, go on, Steph.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, look, thanks very much for coming on. It's no problem at all. It's great to bring you on, and look, we'll let you introduce what you have come on the show to talk about. You want to go ahead, Eamon?
Yeah, congratulations on your 100 episode as well.
Thank you.
You never thought you could get that far, I wouldn't say.
No, we didn't.
We never thought we'd get to number 2 after the first one.
We're just on to talk about this Liverpool Legends match versus Louth Legends on the 15th of April in Oriel Park. We're trying to raise funds for the Rate Lamar Autism Unit and the Maria Grady House. That's really it. There's a meet and greet on before the match. You can go and meet the players before the match. There's the match on itself, and then on the night of it, there's going to be a big night. The Dazzler meaning to be on the dance floor, the Disco King, 75 yeah, him and Big Gabby Savab. I can't wait to see so that's it. Look, it's all positive stuff, and we're just trying to get the word out there,
Some big names.
Yeah. It's fantastic to get. Fantastic to get you on and just sort of promote it. I don't think I go too far on Facebook without seeing a post about a new player and introducing, legends on both sides, really. Some of the big names from Liverpool and obviously from our side as well in Louth.
Yeah, look, we've great Jerzy Dudek, the hero of Istanbul, is playing in the match, and Poland is the second highest race living in Ireland, beside the Irish itself, with 250,000 people. So we're looking to get into that market and get the Polish here as well. We've Alan Kennedy, a two-time European Cup winner, Jermaine Pennant, Mark Wright have played over 50 times and in a semi-final of a World Cup. There's some big names coming, And then on the Louth side, we've legends from Drogheda as well. We've the likes of Killian Brennan, and then Sean Thornton and that. And then from Dundalk also, we've got a lot of big names coming as well, So we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, look, the word's round the town, and it's creating a bit of a buzz. I suppose, Nicole, just for yourself, how did you get involved? You were in the original setup.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it all started back. I had my first son, Dahi, in April of 2020. As time went on with him, we noticed he wasn't reaching certain milestones. So we were one of the lucky ones that we had him assessed quite early, and it was then that we learned that he had autism. So it was when I suppose that came on our doorstep that, when you're doing all the research and, into services that could help him, in certain things, that I learned of these two just local centres, the Maria Goretti and the Rate Namara, and it just made sense to help fundraise for them. They solely rely on a lot of fundraising for equipment for their centres, so it just helps further the kids, and both centres are very dedicated people in them, and it's just all about the kids. The services are all about them, but as I said, they constantly need donations for equipment. We were at the Maria Goretti there a couple of weeks ago, and the lovely Deirdre was showing us around, and they're always just adding on more sensory rooms for the kids, and just like therapies that are just helping them just in all areas of their lives. It's massive for the kids, but it's also massive for the families. Like the Maria Goretti Respite, it's kind of a stay over for kids. They take them out on day trips, but it gives the families great. It helps them recharge, and it gives the kids opportunities to try new things that they might get a chance to at home. It's just fantastic centres, and they're right in their doorstep. So, we know where the money's going. We know what it's going to help and benefit these kids, and all local kids too. It's just all about the kids. So we just need people really just to get behind us and just help us out as much as we can. We actually have a cup day in the Marshes on the 25th. We're taking down the FA Cup and the Champions League Cup. So we'll be selling tickets on the day to the match, to the meet and greet, and for the dinner event that night. So 25th of March in the Marshes, 12 to 5, if people could come over and show their support or donations in any way. But I mean, we've had some great sponsors up to now. Jerry O'Connor, one of the main sponsors of the event. We've had great generosity from CT1 and great from local businesses, like the likes of Joe's doing free match food. We've had Print Express that were very generous to us, helping us print the tickets free of charge. So, the businesses are really getting behind us. Yeah, we just need people to come out in the day, come out and support us, and just give what they can.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. Look, I don't want to speak for everyone, but look, I think Dundalk's a fantastic town. Once there's something like this, everyone rolls in behind and really supports these. So just look, we need all the people to come out and buy the tickets and show up for the day. So.
Yeah, and autism affects a lot of families. If you don't meet someone that doesn't say either if it's within their own family or someone they know. So, it's just great, and it's just helping the kids and helping further their development. But again, it's constant updating of equipment and sensory things and stuff like that. So yeah, I know it's great. Like my fiance Jared, he's one of the main organisers of the event. He's always wanted to take Liverpool over, so it just made sense to bring the two together and to organise it for these charities. And they're just delighted that we're doing it for them. They couldn't be more happy with the whole event.
Yeah,
the tickets are flying out. We're hoping to sell out all your car. The meet and greets are flying. You can meet the Liverpool legends before the game. Get your signatures and your pictures taken, and then of course, like the big night in the Cartail, it's going to be brilliant. We have some massive prizes and auctions for the night. You know, it'll be a great night's crack. People turning up, night out for people. You know,
Nicole, there's sponsorship cards there as well. If anyone's looking,
yeah, absolutely. If anyone was
get them off
interested in
Eamon.
sponsorship cards, yeah, taking them, filling them up first, just
Every
showing their
little bit
support.
helps.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
that's
Dan.
every bit counts, absolutely. But yeah, no, like we're looking forward to the day. Like it's going to be a great day's event. You know, there's going to be some atmosphere in Oriel Park. You know, hopefully we're filling it out. Can you imagine just, and again, just all for the kids. You know, we're having a couple of kids from the Maria Grady. You know, they're going to come out and start the game, kick the ball. Massive, we fellas out there, massive Liverpool fans. They can't wait. You know, so it's a great buzz around the town. But again, it's just getting people behind us and just really showing the support.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, someone like I might like just on Rating Mar, like my 2 kids are on Rating Mar school. And I remember, you know, we got taken around the facility when
it's fantastic.
It's like now I now without being, I've nothing to compare it to. I've never been to it, but it's an absolutely top class facility. Like the kids won for nothing. It's fantastic. It's a great organisation to get involved with.
Yeah, like they currently have 30 kids in the autism centre, so it's broken down into 5 classes with 6 children in each class, 1 teacher and 2 SNAs. So the kids are really getting the one-to-one attention, which is what they need to help them thrive. But again, with the likes of it, it's always about needing equipment just for the upkeep and just to help them develop more.
So even in the Maria Grady house, I got a tour around it there with Nicole and Gerard and Maxie and a few other people, and you know, I was taken back what I've seen behind the scenes. You know, it's really incredible what these people are doing at the local level.
Yeah,
you know, because
really dedicated.
We were going to give the money to Autism Ireland, but they wanted the money to go to Dublin and different places, but we were very keen to keep it at a local level, you know.
As I said, like even when the event's over, we can still, like, it's not just about the event. We'll be able to follow through and show people where the money has gone and how it's benefited these centres. And I think that's what's important. You know, people can see where the money has gone and where it's going to and how it's going to benefit the kids in Louth and the surrounding areas.
Yeah, it's just when I see Eamon's jacket there, I just seen that I think Playoff Fit are involved as well. I don't know, some level Playoff Fit do our podcast stuff as well. So it's a nice it adds to locality, doesn't it?
Yeah, Carl O'Connor from Playoff Fit has been very obliging, and whatever I've asked of him, he's supplying 25 kits, personalised jersey for Jersey Dundalk, 10 footballs. There was no Noah Carl, and there never is with him, you know.
No. 25 jerseys for Jersey Dundalk alone.
No, there's 25 jerseys. Because the players have got that big, I'm going to have to sew them all together.
The Dazzler's looking for a signed one, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah, and I'll be making sure that there'll be no shorts and socks put in the bag on the way out the gate.
That's the good, Damon.
Is there anyone else you'd like to thank? I know you have thanked a lot of people there that's supported, but just so you aren't leaving anybody out.
Yeah, look, there's probably just Martin Connolly as well. He's been a huge help to us in Oriel Park. Look, Martin's a hard job to do, and it's hard to please everybody, but whatever I've asked him so far to do, he's been very obliging, and he's got Regina O'Hara involved as well, who's the head of security in Oriel, and she's going to come to our next meeting, and there's a lot to be done on a match day that people wouldn't realise, with the other mod, the physio, the doctor, loads of stuff behind the scenes. You know, you don't just rock up to Oriel Park and walk in and all that. Health and safety, there's a load of procedures. So we're really appreciative for Oriel Park for giving us the stadium also for free and being so helpful towards the event.
People have just been very generous and it's just fantastic to see. You know, people have just been great. But as I said, it's just all for a good cause, and you know, it brings a great buzz just around Dundalk on the day and in the run up to it also.
That's it. It's something else. It's something to look for. I know, look, at Oriel Park's great on a Friday night and it's unique. But it's something during the day and something a bit different and it's a bit more relaxed and it brings in that fun factor of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's massive players. I think this is Jersey Dundalk's first time even coming to Ireland. So, you know, to have them play in Oriel Park, it's just it's pretty amazing, you know.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't be worrying about them, and anyways, we'll batter them.
Yeah.
Up the Louth legends.
Let's see on the day.
On the day too in the marsh, it's just the Louth legends. Carl's getting just a thing that came in my head there. We're going to have the Jersey there on the mannequin. We're going to have magicians
Yeah.
We're going to have face painters, Nicole, isn't it?
Face painters hopefully coming,
Yeah, all that type of stuff for kids as well to come. And the World Cup's coming as well, Champions League medal and all that. It's going to be great. So hopefully that boosts the whole thing as well, you know.
That's it. It'd be great picture opportunities for the kids in the marshes on the day. But again, it's just all promotion for the big days. You know, I'll be there with the tickets. People can buy them there and then. So, you know, it's just all promotion for it. Yeah, it'd be a great day.
Gally just wanted to ask he wanted me to ask is, would he be able to do a few interviews on the day? He's looking to meet a couple of his heroes from Dundalk.
Oh, absolutely.
It'll have to be the Louth legends. I can't interview Liverpool footballers.
Absolutely.
And you're probably going to...
65, Andy, yeah?
Just got a message. There's Frank Carroll. Frank's the newly elected vice chairperson of the 1903, so he's willing to assist any way they can. So that's another shout out there. If you want to contact him, you can put your contact with Frank. He's on Facebook anyway.
Brilliant.
Supporters Club,
it's great to have people, and that's what it's all about. That's why Dundalk is the best for this type of stuff. The community stuff is going. It's an unbelievable place.
That's great football. Not even just football and balls, you know, there's lots of people there looking for money for operations, whatever. Everybody puts their shoulder to the wheel and the rowing behind everything. And it's a brilliant place in Dundalk, you know.
We'll also have these lovely scarves on the day as well, available for sale.
Nice.
Brilliant.
Everyone will look the part, so they'll be available in the marshes and on the day in Oriel as well.
Yeah. Are you sure you two didn't get any media training? Me and Gally's in trouble now, so we are. You're very calm there, speaking away natural, very natural.
Now in a couple of weeks in Virgin Media. She's going on with that.
Me and Jared will be going on Virgin Media just in the run up to the game as well, so you'll see us all over the TV soon enough.
Jeez, that's further than we ever got, Steph. That's further than we ever got. You'll be in for Ryan Tuberty's job next.
That's it. We'll be on the Late Show.
Signing autographs up the town.
So just a reminder, it's Saturday, April 15th. Is there a kick-off time?
Yeah, we're kicking the bit. It's actually the anniversary of Hillsborough on the day.
Right, okay.
We're kicking off at 3 minutes past 3 to commemorate that, you know. It's also, we're playing for the Calvin Grey Cup also as well.
Yeah.
So there's going to be hopefully a picture of Calvin when the players come out the tunnel to Never Walk Alone, you know. So
it's all nice wee touches.
It's all nice wee touches of all adding together for one good cause at the end, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Fair play to you for all the hard work behind the scenes. I'm sure it's not easy, but look, when you see what it's all going towards, it all is worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll all come together in the end. It'll be a great success. We've great faith in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair play to you all and everyone involved. And thanks very much for coming on and having a chat with us.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Just to remind you, you can still get your sponsor cards. We'll share all the details on the page.
Brilliant.
It's 15th, Saturday the 15th. You're in the marsh from the 25th, is that correct as well?
We're in the marsh from the 25th, yeah. And if anyone's looking more information, the Facebook page is Liverpool Legends versus Louth Legends. You know, there's always information going up on it. Or if anyone wants to contact me through the page, just drop me a message and I'll be happy to get back to them.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. Folks, look, I really appreciate you coming on. Hopefully we might have sold a few extra more tickets just by talking to us today. Lovely.
Yeah. 100%. Thanks very much for having us.
Best of luck with everything. All right, thanks, guys. Saves it.
Bye-bye.
Are you two in this game?
What?
Are you two in this game? Are you on the Louth Legends panel?
Yeah, the two Bash brothers are up the right hand side. I haven't been. Have you been announced yet?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold Steve Austin and Randy Savage ahead of me there. Yeah.
Randy Orton.
I forgot to ask Eamon if he's playing as well. Eamon will probably make an appearance, will he?
I think he's on the management team, isn't he?
Oh yeah, of course he is.
Yeah, I think Darius and maybe Tom McNulty, maybe the three head honchos there. So
it'd be a great day for a good cause, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
Tom will want to put on the shin pads, will he? Tom will want a game.
If he does get on,
you need 2 pairs of shin pads each.
The Liverpool boys will want to be wearing shin guards if he gets on.
That's the truth. McIntyre is in for it.
Yeah,
was McIntyre turning up as well? Yeah.
Oh, he's in. He has to be in.
I remember it's a Liverpool Legends game on. We're probably getting off track now from the game tonight, but I remember David English. I remember the Liverpool Legends game. I don't know if you were playing, Steph.
Neither
was playing. Your fella was playing.
Brother-in-law.
McIntyre and Davey English got into it big time. Jesus. They got out of hand at one stage. I thought there was going to be more rubber wolf. That's going back.
We all
That's
want
going
to,
back to 10
you
years.
know what I mean, Andy? We all want to go to Carrickdale after.
You don't want to be bored during the 90, yeah.
So just keep your comments coming in. I just see lots of comments. I didn't want to put them up when we were talking about an important cause. So comments coming in for your pizza tonight, your Tony's
Capper.
pizza. Your man of the match. So it's not, I haven't forgot you, folks. So we'll get you up as much as we can. Lads, just on something when we were talking about the second half, we obviously haven't mentioned the goal yet, but it's just nice coincidence there. David Moore mentioned Andy Boyle. I mean, obviously 300 appearances as of last week. A cracking run for the ball tonight. You know, way up the field, he almost got the nosebleeds, and then into Tulloch. I mean, Tulloch, I think there must have been 10 of the 11 players around him at one stage. There was 4 of them on him, nobody getting near. It was a quality piece of play from him, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was class from Boiler at the start. He was demanding and he went straight through on the. I think the striker might have stepped away when he seen him coming like a steam through it, and then Lee was going to take it off him, and he was demanding. Then he went straight on through with it. It was good to see that presence about him, that he was confident enough, and then he picked out Tulloch nicely, and he drove into the box.
He wanted to step forward and try and push for the winner, didn't he?
Exactly,
No,
and that shows
that drive.
Yeah, that bit of drive within him, and he picked out a nice pass to Tulloch. I'm sure, look, we all know how quick he's only a few games into his Dundalk career, but we all know how quick his feet are, and I think they were scared to, jump in because he'd skip by them, or look, they might take him down, but I think there was 3 or 4 around him, and look, I don't know how much space Malley got in the box there. It was a bit suspect from the Drogheda defence, but look, they were probably dragged out of position just with the drive and run from the centre half. They didn't know how to deal with him. Yeah. Deegan was nipping around trying to get the ball back, but he was behind the play, so it was a nice finish as well. I don't know if it got a nick on the way in, but
I don't know. I think the keeper kind of was in the view of the defender, wasn't he? He bent around. Like, come here, even if he was in there, it probably wouldn't have.
Yeah, it was right in the side corner, wasn't it? Yeah, it sort of nicked in off the post nearly. So it was a great finish, and look, that'll do his confidence, Malley's confidence, the world of good. Like, to get off and running, and he's probably one that I've sort of, it's still early days, but you're sort of saying, his end product and stuff has to be a little bit better at times, his decision making. But
we've said this before, haven't we?
Yeah, we're going deja vu here again. So we seem to be questioning these players too early, and then they come up with the goods.
But I think we should keep doing it.
Yeah, because we had this. We were talking last week, Darren, about you're here. We're on the comments anyway, but we're talking about Andy Boyle, how we hammered him last year, and now he's kind of having this kind of resurgence of just like, so it's not us, but I mean, look, if it's any kind of touch wood on it, we can get a bit of luck out of it. But yeah, look, we can question them all we like. They're going to be top.
We say bad about him tonight, and he'll be all right next week.
Look, I don't even think we are. I don't even know if we are hammering him, but look, we were saying that
it wasn't hammering. No,
yeah, he's reached.
We're not on here to do that. We want the team to do well.
Yeah, look, you're just being honest and giving your assessment on the performance, but we were just saying, from the standards that Andy set himself and the heights he's reached to become an international and everything else, look, I'm sure he was looking at himself going, this isn't good enough, this isn't me, and thankfully he's been able to address that. Look, you know him better than most, and look, he's model pro. His reading of the game used to be second to none, and he's got back to that level now again, even driving forward with the ball. We haven't seen that too much in his Dundalk career, but without him doing that, if he goes for the safe pass to Leahy, or he lets Leahy,
if he passed out to the left,
the chance is gone possibly. Yeah, you're right. So look, it's great to see him, and look, he is one of the leaders of the team. There's no doubt about it. So it's great to see him stepping on and getting involved in the goal, even though he's playing at centre half.
Yeah, I think if he's like, and even if you take, obviously we Boyle and Tulloch as well, but the quickness of feet from Malley, but it's I don't know if it came against a run of play the goal, but I mean, when we did get it, it felt like, I don't know about you, but I think we score again here. I think we get a second one. was my dog in the back. I think we get a second one, but I almost felt we kind of stole that little lead, did we? I kind of felt like we kind of, it wasn't off the bounce of their runs or anything, but I just thought, God, we might just rob this, I suppose.
Yeah, I think one of them games where it didn't feel like a derby game at all.
Yeah.
No scrappy or this or that.
Yeah.
Like there was time to play, and there was times when to hit corners.
That's it, yeah.
You know, like as I was saying to you, you never seen the left or right winger open their legs any time of the game. It was always fucking one touch out of the feet, pass. One touch out of the feet, pass. You're not going to get that kind of space down there.
Yeah, and do you think it was too safe? They were playing safe instead of not gambling, but look, you play like they were probably playing the percentages instead of, you know, being progressive and being more aggressive on the ball, possibly.
I think you're going to take that chance. For the 3 points, are you going to stay safe for the point?
Yeah, exactly. And look at that. Look, I suppose Kenny's teams of the past, that was always the thing. If it was nip and tuck and we were down 1-0, or even if we got the equaliser, we were pushing on for a winner near the end.
Even,
you know, there was
even
no
90th minute, 92nd.
Yeah, didn't
all
matter.
us.
Yeah, many times have we scored late, and that, look, it's a sign of a good team as well, pushing right till the end, trying to get the 3 instead of, you know, getting the goal back and settling for that. And look, that's, you know, the more points you pick up, it's obvious.
It hasn't been champagne the last 2 games, but 4 points the last 2 games. I'd chop your hand off.
Yeah, and
you had said there, they're going to be points that we're going to be badly needing these points later on in the season. These are going to be the wins that we're going to look back and hopefully it's going to, you know, we might have robbed it, we might have stolen a little bit, but they're vital. Like that's what Rovers done. I think 2 seasons ago, Rovers were getting
1 or 2 points at the end of the year is going to be massive.
Yeah,
you mightn't think that now, but see, at the end of the year, massive.
Yeah, and I suppose when we were all coming out of, whoever was up in Daily Mount or after the game at Daily Mount, you're looking at the run of fixtures saying, you know, we've a tough run now, and look, the points we've picked up has been very good, like good return for what the games were like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think like the boys are gelling there, lovely now. I think coming along nicely. Right time now, 4 or 5 games in. You know, how many new lads have we got there in the starting lineup?
Yeah, massive turnover of players again, and it's always going to happen with the loans coming in. But look, I know there's a full round of fixtures still to go, and we're the only ourselves and Drogheda are the only ones. But look, they were nip and tuck with us for the first 4 games. So look, to put a wee bit of distance between them now, and you know, hopefully don't look back. And you're looking at the table, and look, everyone was in crisis mode after 2 games in, after drawing and losing, and you know, now after being down the bottom after the first couple of games, and now you're looking you're in the top 2, 3, is it?
Well, I think, Stephen, at the same time, you're looking at the next team ahead of you.
Yeah,
we're going to catch them. That's your next target, and then obviously you build on that again and you kick on. Yeah,
you just have set your goals and, you know, keep going and going and going, and look, see where it takes you. Obviously we'll have Europe in the summer as well to look forward to, so it'll be a good distraction. But like you said, it's good to see the positive signs now. I know there wasn't that much of a pre-season behind us, and boys still coming in and coming late and different things like that. So to see them finally gelling, and obviously the work on the training pitch has been done, and it's bearing a bit of fruit for that.
Like even if you look at the table, like, you know, we're joint second there, albeit look, we've an extra game played. Like Sligo's behind us with 8, but like Darren, you would have been told as well, like there's no point having an extra game. It's points on the board, isn't it? Like that's, you know, you've got them on the board.
Yeah,
that's the most important. And games in hands are worth nothing.
Means nothing.
Yeah,
I'd rather have the points than have a game in hand.
Yeah, exactly.
You know yourself. Come here, anything can happen in that league. Anything. So look at Rovers. Rovers are struggling.
Yeah. And we're due Bohemians going on a downfall there. They're top of the league, but surely that's not going to last too long.
Yeah, look, I think they're just riding the crest of a wave at the minute.
They're flying, yeah.
Yeah, they
You
are
have to
flying.
understand as well. They're full time now as well. It goes a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, you'll come the end, like look over 3-4 games, you might see some of the part-time teams matching them for a while, but over the course of 6 months to a full season, I suppose it shows then in the end, doesn't it?
So come here, when you're working and then you're going training and then you're probably up to Derry on a Friday, or you could be down to Cork on another Friday.
Yeah, it's tough for the slog.
Especially when the games come in and you're the Sunday or the Friday, Monday, Friday, and you're trying to juggle everything. And if you're a full-time professional, that's your sole focus. Like,
So there was a time there you're playing 3 games in 8 days.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I suppose it's a good headache to have because you're obviously doing well in the cup competitions, but it pays off to be professional. I suppose, look, some of the clubs don't have the financial backing to do it, but look, that's where we should have the advantage over them in the long run.
I think if you're on a run of good results, I think the games can't come quick enough. See if they're going straight way. You can get that kind of rhythm going. The winning mentality, and you're focused on the next one, recovery, next one. That's the way it should be.
Yeah, and you're just working on shape and different patterns of play. You don't have to do the work because the games are just coming thick and fast. Like,
just watching here, just looking, there's more comments coming in from Adam. Just before we do our man of the match piece, I just wanted to talk about the last couple of minutes for Drogheda, the penalty incident. Well, it's not a penalty incident, it's a penalty, but is it? I think the commentators kind of got on Leahy's back. Is it naive? Well, it's not naivety because he's an experienced player, but is it just a little bit of kind of throw your leg at him when he takes him down? Is it a silly tackle to give away? And obviously he gets the penalty, but it's unlikely.
Some touch.
Absolutely.
Bear camp.
Yeah, he took it down well.
Inside the box.
Yeah.
Calm as you like he was.
Inside the foot.
Do you think it was probably more annoyance from Leahy that he was able to get that touch and just I'm just going to kick this one?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Maybe he wasn't expecting him to take it down or something, and he hit the panic button. But look, I don't know. You're always told to stand up, aren't you? Like, especially in the box.
He saved it.
that was the next one I was going to say. Right, lads, who cares? He saved the penalty. Yeah, is it a bad penalty or is it a good save? Again, a rhetorical question. Like, he saved the penalty. Like, we take it every day of the week.
Yeah, I already said it's a bad penalty, but look, he saved it, and any penalty save a goalkeeper's going to say is a great save. So, I don't like them run-ups. Do you like them run-ups? Yeah, 3-point save. What about that run-up? Do you like that, Des?
Straight down the middle there, baby.
Yeah.
It's fine if they go in. Those kind of run-ups, Bruno's got one at United as well, and Jorginho. It's great to go in.
Many do you see running up like that?
Yeah, no. Like
I don't even think he looked confident coming up to it.
And like even if he was confident, that's what you hit the nail on the head. He doesn't even look confident when he's running up like that. Like Pogba used to do it. I know we're talking about a different level here, but I just like if someone to go up like an Alan Shearer, just hit the penalty.
I know obviously the young lad doesn't have many goals. He was eager to step up, but come here. When you step up like that, you say,
yeah, just roof of the net, especially at that time of the game. 87 minutes. Christopher, you were at Headley. Well, you were not Headley Game Park. My apologies. You were at Wigan Park. We were just talking about the penalty incident there. Overall, what was the atmosphere on the ground like?
Yeah, no, it was a good atmosphere tonight. Both sets of fans, proper on it. Of what I could see when I wasn't absolutely annihilated with smoke up in the gantry, of course. It was good. It was good. I think funny, like obviously I had to interview the two managers at the end, and Skip was kind of caught between. It's a continuation of a strong defense from the Derry match, but at times we kind of look like it reminded me a lot of the Shells match, that we probably didn't play great in patches, and we let them come in on us. And like in the first half in particular, you think a marquee shot, like we should have been behind going in.
Yeah.
All credit to us, obviously, for not being behind and getting back in it. I think second half came out, they tried a fair bit at us, but I think they had 4 shots on target. I think they had 16 attempts in total. I think we only had 10, 2 on target. One of them's the goal. So like, it's not. I wouldn't say it was a smash and grab at the same time, because I think we played well. But I think we're just. I think Skip did say that game last year we probably lose it. Or it ends up being the draw or something like that. So it's credit to these lads that they can dig in and get another win like that. We've probably seen not play very well, but didn't get defeated in Derry, and the confidence of that probably spilled over in tonight. That we can do whatever we can and we can still get away with a win. And of course, when you've got Super Nathan Cherry, what? Super Nathan Shepherd goal, that kind of that's to everyone. That's all our goalkeepers together. I just made a new person.
That's it.
Fancy signing Chris next year.
What's that?
Fancy signing next year.
Yes, that's the new sign it does. To make sure he doesn't leave, we'll tie all our keepers into one.
It goes to show that the stats mean nothing. Like, I mean, it's like Darren was saying, it's 3 points. Who cares if they missed the penalty? Who cares if it was a penalty? It's points on the board, and that's what it is. Yeah, like, you're not going to win. I said here last, you're not going to win a league on possession. You've got to put the ball in the back of the net and score goals.
The only stat that counts is the scoreline, isn't it?
That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it was Paul Crowley was walking across the pitch with me. He exactly said that. Over the course of the season, who'll remember that there was a missed penalty and we didn't overly play greatness? It's 3 points, and that's just it.
That's it. Yeah.
And you get on with it. Like we came away from Drogheda last year and didn't play well either, and lost both of those games 1-0. Like, this is a complete reversal. Probably did we play well? Definitely not as well as we can do. But this time we come out with all 3 points, and that's the difference. And I think that's even what Kevin Doherty was saying at the end is they took their chance. We were clinical tonight, and that's exactly what he said. He felt that Drogheda had more chances, but they didn't take them. They weren't clinical enough. When it did come down to it, and Dundalk got that one chance, we stuck it in the back of the net, and we're away with all 3 points. And he's absolutely right.
I thought the free kick was close enough.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was in, especially with the white wall behind it. It's hard to tell
Nice
what it is. But yeah, what a run from Tulloch for the goal though. Like four defenders around him.
Like, that's a score. That should be hung up in Oriel Park. The picture of him with the 4 lads around him. It's incredible. I'm sure Kevin Doherty is saying, look, we need to mark this guy, but 4 of them around him was just criminal. And like Steph was saying, they probably got a bit thrown off by Boyle coming up the field a little bit, because you don't need to mark them usually that high, but it put them all over the shop, didn't it?
Yeah, look, and I think that's it. I think that we carried the ball out probably in the first half too many times. It probably fell to Williams, and he felt he had to launch it a longer ball in that particular play. Boyler steps out and into Akers' space all of a sudden, and the pitch just opened up for him. A good player like Tulloch, he'll pull away to the side and invite the ball onto him, and that's exactly what he does. And he's got the confidence to take on those players. And I'm sure Conor Malley's standing right inside, going, "Hang on a second, if they're all on him, I'm free here." And he goes into space right beside him. And by the time everyone has copped on that no one's marking him, it's in the back of the net, and that's. But
yeah, and even when you look at Conor's, it's not that he did it all the time in the world, but the quick touch he took, even though no defender got to him, the guy standing beside him was still a yard away. Like, even there was that much space, they couldn't even get to him, even though the ball went right across the box.
It was a bit but I think Junior's goal off Real Madrid, remember, against Liverpool?
Yeah.
Something similar inside the box, a little touch inside.
Yeah.
Shape it around the goalkeeper. Your defenders in the way the keeper's view into the corner.
It was the thing though as well, because Tulloch had, he'd made the run and he got into the box. I think he knew at that stage then as well, Darren, that no one could jump in with a rash tackle on me here. And you could see the 4 players are probably standing off going, someone tackle, somebody has to, no one did. And that ended up just creating space for Mali off the side. So once he held them up long enough, when he passes it off, then, Mali's in acres of space for it. It's smart play all around. Boiler uses the space that he can run into. Tulloch creates the space by pulling 4 defenders over to one side to him. And Mali has the awareness to look up and say, well, there's only one defender between me and the goal. And he's not too sure. Does he come? Does he go to another player in case I square it? And he sticks it in the net. Like, it's a great finish.
Chris.
What's that?
He probably wasn't getting that either way.
No, I don't think so. I don't think at all. Like, the ball came in so quickly, and he got the shot off so quickly. Like, I don't think anyone was really getting to him at all. But look, I'd gladly take that. What a way to kick off the old bank holiday weekend here from Patrick.
That's what I was kind of coming on earlier on. It was like, was it a great? Look, it's a tough, but you kind of, it's a Louth Derby. Look, you take it every day of the week. I mean, if that's what they are. They're never crackers. I mean, you get 1 or 2 of the eye couple, but they're very rarely a cracking match. So that's what we say. If it's against a UCD or a Bowes or whoever, you say right, we're disappointed even though we've won. Look, but we don't really care. Like it's we can come on and say, look, Louth Derby, bragging rights for the dog, 3 points, and you move on to Shelbourne next week, and then Rovers on the last day of the month. And you nearly don't want the gap. You'd like to see them play quicker, really. But look, that's the way. It's just the fixtures fail.
Just before Paddy's Day.
That's it. Set everybody up. Everybody going to sauce.
Perfect.
Before spoiling places and the rest.
So that's it. It's just it's bragging. Look, I think you probably get away with it because it is the Louth Derby. So look, right, grand, tight pitch, doesn't really suit. Look, Ryan Brennan doesn't take a penalty. Steph was expecting him to take a penalty. Doesn't get to take it. I think he probably would have buried it. In fairness, so I'm glad Draper got it. But are we doing it? There's no update on the head injury, is there, Chris? I don't know if you got it after the match from Slog at all.
No, Skip said he just went over to Greg and he was feeling all right with it. And Kev said, I don't think no one's gone to the hospital or anything like that. So right. Everybody must be okay. They didn't seem to have any massive concern post match on it anyway. So okay,
perfect. So I think it
just looked like the 2 guys were leaning forward at the same time, and
it seemed to be even the camera. They showed the replay of it. I didn't really
get it. Hard to see.
I'm not really sure.
Yeah. It looked like from my wide, it kind of looked like the ball bounced on the edge, and both Draper and Sloggett just kind of went at the same time. And I think whether Greg was kind of looking straight on, so I think he probably came off the best on it. Towards Draper seemed to be arching his neck to get around in front of him, and obviously there was a clash of heads then somewhere on it, with each other. But I'm just thinking Greg would have been more straight in a line, probably straighter neck straight into it. So I'm assuming that's probably why he's come off slightly.
We'll see if he had in the first half, but he just jumped up like the Terminator or something.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
I'm glad.
It was one of those matches, like I seen in particular in the second half, probably why the game opened up. Darren, you're in those matches sometimes. You just need something just to really kick it off. And all of a sudden, just a couple of tackles started going in, and the ref let 1 or 2 go, and that just kicked off the game. And suddenly there was chances at both ends. You think our goal, penalty. Those plenty went on after it. But at the start, it was just so cagey, and it was like no one. It was the game looked like it was set up for someone who could get a red card, and therefore everyone was just extra cautious.
It didn't look like a derby game. It didn't look like there was that bit of bite or that. No one challenge to say, "Come on, we're gonna fucking kick on," and it took Boiler to come out at the back, have the fucking set balls, play that ball, and good play by himself out on the left, and come here, he left the space for.
Yeah. It needed a moment like that though, Darren, didn't it? Because, like I say, it was missing something. Like we've seen some bizarre Louth Derbies during the time where referees have taken center stage and everything in it.
Down to 9.
Exactly.
The cup semi.
Darren's been involved in D Louth Derby.
He was a D one, exactly.
Butchmar, is he retired yet?
Anthony.
Fuck me.
No,
He's in charge of all referees now.
That's right.
96.
Never forget it.
In fairness, it is out there, Ed.
Fuck off, you, will ya?
I think,
But
But
yeah.
it needed something like that, though, didn't it? It needed the goal.
Yeah.
You know, and that opened them up slightly then as well. Like I think he ended up going 3 at the back at one stage to try to have a go back at us. Our setup in the first half was strange because Tulloch was over on the right for the majority of the first half. Like we seen him do his best work out left. Elliott seemed to be through the middle and maybe Hubin at times out on the left. It was a strange front three, and then it seemed to change by the end of the first half when we started getting something a little bit more in it.
I think sometimes, Chris, when there's corners taken, I think whoever's in wherever position you're in, they'll sit in for you and then you'll sit in for them. Do you know, on the quick kick out or this or that. That's the way it should be. Instead of the fella taking it should be running all the way over to the left, and so it's a mission straight away there.
Yeah. I just thought that, you know, because the three were moving so much, at times what ended up being was a long ball up with Elliott in the middle. You kind of want Hubin there more often for that because he'll either trap a ball or be able to flick a ball under, and you nearly want Elliott in behind a knock on, if you know what I mean. And it kind of ended up being the opposite way too often.
We'd obviously Hoban out on the right for kickouts, and we had the wingers tucked inside, and you had your other winger tucking in again. So if he wins the header, you're gambling.
Yeah. No. Look, that's it exactly. It's great to have a target like Hubin for kickouts anyway, though. You kind of need something like that.
Yeah.
You know, you need a big man, a big target, especially when we. The more we did it on the ball at the back, I don't know, my heart was in my mouth more often. Sometimes, you know, I love playing it out from the back sometimes, but, you know, to be able to just mix it up the odd time and knock it long sometimes is needed too.
Conditions on the pitch as well, Chris.
Exactly. Like that's a full week of heavy rain there, and it seems it cuts up fair. Like by the end, that pitch seemed to have cut up fairly bad. Like,
oh, it's shocking. Yeah. Really poor. The middle looked like it was driven, like the grass was cut. There was nothing at the back. The cut, it was just tractor. It was crazy.
But it's like that every year on it. You know, the longer the season goes on, it nearly beds in a bit better. It holds on to the moisture so much.
Yeah.
Like you even look in to the Rally's pitch at the back of it, and at the moment they took the top level off because they're putting new sods on it, and it's drenched. So you can only imagine that the pitch next door is holding as much moisture as that, and that's probably why we see the old fairy rings come summertime, because it's holding so much moisture all the time that by the time it dries out, there's dampness in the soil all year round. You know,
I'm going to get you to sort out the land in the bone chuck. That's a great way. I'm going to get you to do all the farming down there.
There you go.
Tommy Gorman.
I was going to say he's pitching for groundsman, so he is.
Got a wee gig down the side.
Guys, if I come home with another job, I'm absolutely divorced.
You're on thin ice as it is, is it?
Exactly.
Right, lads, I think we'll move on. We've got a lot of comments in from man of the match and stuff, and I think we'll do our man of the match, Chris. As you were in last, and you're coming in a bit fresher than us from the game. Would we start with yourself?
Yeah, I think you're probably looking more defensively for our qualities tonight. I thought for second match in a row, Andy Boyle, another great match again. Obviously, key for the goal. Didn't make that mistake in the first half, but I think it probably woke him up a little bit, if nothing else, that he realised he got away, put his hand up quickly for it. But I think probably Nathan Shepherd would be mine man in the match pick. Couple of smart saves. He's getting an absolute expert now at eating up time. When he has the old injuries and ever, you know, we see him a little bit on top of it. He's excellent at moving the old ball from one side of the goal to the other without getting the yellow card. You know, how many times can I get away with this to frustrate the opposition? And you know, it's smart. It's smart play by your keeper, and especially if you just need to take the heat out of the game for a little bit, that's what you want. And of course, the penalty save then for him is even better. And I seen him on the back of Mark Byrne's shoulders full time there. He was taking the full plaudits of the fans tonight. So Nathan Shepherd.
Yeah, that's one for Nathan. Darren, go on, hit us with it.
Shepherd all day, 3 points save.
Yeah, it's hard. It's looking that way. I'm just looking at the comments here. There is a few for Williams as well, but we'll see how we go, Steph. Or two, just the A team left, myself and yourself. I'll go last.
Yeah, you go last. Yeah, look, it was. He's just trying to wait to see what we all pick, and he's just going to copy us. You know what I mean? So,
Not new there, Steph.
nothing new. No, look, I only seen the second half and bits and pieces I seen of. I thought Boyle was commanding. Waziri was nice and strong compared to his previous game that I seen him in. Alfie Lewis seemed to, steady the ship a wee bit in the middle. I thought he was calm. He had a bit of bite about him as well. He was getting the boot stuck in as well when he needed it. And look, Shepherd saves the penalty, and like you said, that's the difference between the 1 point and the 3. So we'll go 3 out of 3 for Sheps.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter what I do now. I think that Darren was saying that the most important things in games, it's those kind of moments. I mean, if he doesn't save the penalty, you're probably looking at maybe Waziri at centre half. I think in a cracking game. Boyler's definitely the runner, but yeah, like Darren even summed it up. It's when you pull off saves like that and command areas, and look, we know, right, we can talk about it being a dodgy penalty, but look, it still has to be saved. If he dives the other way, it goes straight into the back of the net. So look, it's a clean sweep. I don't know if we've had 4 and a clean sweep on 4. It's been a while, Chris. We had 6 people.
It has been a while,
yeah. But yeah, I think a clean
and only
sweep.
4 attempts ago.
There you go. That's it.
So I think we're all in cahoots there with Nathan Shepherd. It's been a while. I don't think we've given one this season to Sheps, have we?
No, I don't think so. I think that
usually Paul
we also praised him in the Derry match, saying the big save at the end ensures that we come away with a point. And was yourself, Darren, or whatever, like saying here tonight, he pulls off that penalty save, and that's us leaving. Instead of with a point, we take all 3. So there's 4 points that he's gained in the past 2 games, and that's the difference of having a top quality keeper.
We said this earlier in the show. You were too busy doing your media duties.
Mixing it with the VIPs.
Interviewing managers or whatever. Up in the Weavers Park.
So just looking through the comments, we do get regular comments in all the time. There's a lot for Shepherd, a few Aziris, Andy Boyles. But I'm just going to pick out one of the early ones from Nathan Shepherd, and we're going to go for Johnny. I think that's Johnny Lynch, is it? I can't see that.
You can't pick Johnny again. Sure, I picked him.
When was he picked?
I picked him for the Shells game, I think.
Last week? Oh, I wasn't here last week, boys. So you have to tell me.
Sorry, Johnny, you can't get another pizza.
Oh, was he picked last week? Oh, then Steph, since you were here last week.
No. I can't see the comments here, Gally.
Well, then we'll have to go with...
Well, there you go. Look, I just picked a random one then after.
Perfect.
Johnny, you'll have to get on to Steph McKevin with that pizza.
He's already got one. He can't be getting one.
That's Johnny Lynch and Donald Hanks that has grievance with this podcast. What I was too bad in the wheel for last year.
Darren, I certainly hope you got your pizza a few weeks ago.
That's Nathan Shepherd as a kid, is it?
That was just before his time, yeah.
It was, yeah. Good. Very good.
So Nathan Shepherd, well done, the man of the match. Pizza for Tony's Pizzeria. Order before the next match, which is we're on the 24th, Chris, right? There's no league matches. It's
there's no it's the Leinster Senior Cup, yeah.
Before next Friday, yeah. So just get a weekly go. Give Vinny a shout and he'll get you sorted on the podcast. I think that's it, boys. 100 episodes, 100 not out. A century of podcasts from absolute melons. And to be honest, we're finished early. It's 11:45. Folks, look, thanks for coming on. Thanks to Nicole and Eamon O'Hagan for coming on. Nicole McGrain and Eamon O'Hagan for talking to the Liverpool Ledge match. Remember, get your tickets, your sponsorship cards, get up to support worthy causes. Maria Getty and Ray Namara, the autism unit in Ray Namara. So lads, look, a tough night, but 3 points like Darren was saying, most important from the Louth Derby, bragging rights to Dundalk. I think we get Steph. Do you want to fancy ending it or Darren? Go on, lads. Steph's the outro king.
No, go on, Daz. No, I done the bottom line last week. I can't do it this week again. Go on, Daz. I'll give you the last word. Since your special guest.
This is 101.
100.